Oh, my goodness. Okay, so, ladies, you are in for a treat. I have Lucinda across for you. I absolutely love Lucinda. This is not the first time she's keynoting for me. I just want you to soak in all the wonderful words of wisdom, motivation, and inspiration that she has to share. So, Lucinda, I'm going to just hand it over to you. Here you go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon, ladies. The fierce focus fired up. I'm extremely excited anytime that I am just given this platform from you, because this is, Sister Sense is amazing, and it's always an honor to just play with you, so it's really fun. So I'm glad everyone is here. Make sure you use your hashtag. I'm all about just, making sure we use our hashtag, so anything that I say that resonates with you, use your hashtag SSPC15, SSPC15. I believe that's what it is, hashtag SSPC15. And so let's talk about activating your vision. Activating your vision. A lot of us, we have these visions, our goals, our dreams, things that we aspire to do. It's the beginning of the new year, which is extremely exciting. And we want a fresh start. We want to kind of remove the things of the past and look forward and really just see, well, what can I accomplish this year? And this year I'm not going to play any games. And we make all of these bold statements, but I want us to have, number one, is commitment. This year, in order to activate your vision, the first thing that you have to do is be committed. Not committed like you were in 2014, not committed like you were in 2013, 2012. We need like 2016 commitment. That means that we're so far ahead that we're already into what's going to explode in 2016. So how can you begin to start your commitment level? When you look at your meter now, knowing the bad habits you have, knowing how you may self-sabotage yourself at times, what is it that you're going to do that will help you to stay committed with being fierce, focused, and fired up? And building your best life, building your best self, building your best business. How can you stay committed? What is one thing? And if you're in the chat room, post it. What's one thing that you're going to stay committed to this year? Whether it's commitment to a better relationship, commitment to better health, commitment to a better marriage, commitment to better communication, commitment to just saying no. Being committed to just doing the things that you desire to do and no longer being a part of somebody else's agenda. So what is it that you are going to be committed to this year that will skyrocket you into 2016? Before you know it, you have accomplished so much because of commitment that 2016 is just rocking and rolling. You're fierce, you're focused, you're fired up, you own it. It's already a part of you. So think of the bad habits. Think of the things that you normally would allow to distract you. Think about the things that you do to self-sabotage yourself when you get closer to accomplishing a goal or a vision or a dream. And I want you to write those things down. Because once you write it down, you're going to write it down, you're going to look at it, and you're going to know, hold up, this may be a distraction. These are the things that I allowed to distract me. These are the things that I allowed to stop me in the past. We have to be clear on those bad habits. We have to look at them and be honest with those ugly, nasty, bad habits that we have. And whether it's comparing yourself to someone else's success, whether it's copying somebody else's process and because you're afraid of going through your own process, right? And maybe it's comparing and competing. Maybe it's just talking too much before things come to fruition, right? Maybe it's just doing a lot of talking and no planning and no implementation. Maybe just when you get there, someone can say, maybe it's just asking too many people about what it is that you should be doing. And if you get one person who says something that is not what you want to hear, you get discouraged. But you already have 20 people who said this is great. So maybe it's just not going to certain circles, right? Staying in the Sister Sense Power Circle. Maybe it's just not going to certain circles and, asking everybody their opinion on what you need to do and what God needs to do. Why are you going to somebody else to ask them what God is giving you to do? And so that was one of my things that I allowed to stop me in the past. And I say in the past, I mean many moons ago, because I learned the hard way that when I started to listen to what other people were saying that I should do and second-guessing my moves and my steps and my actions, and then I end up seeing them do the things that they told me not to do. right? That's just like your girlfriend telling you, girl, don't marry him, and she marries him. So at some point, we have to own it, and that's part of being committed. I'm committed against all odds. I'm committed regardless of what happens. I'm committed for richer, for poor, in sickness and health. I'm committed to get this thing done. I'm committed if I have the flu, I'm still going to write that chapter and finish this book. I'm committed to, even if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, I'm going to do it regardless. I'm committed even if I hear 100 no's and I have 2 coins in my pocket. I'm committed, because the commitment, that's what will activate your vision. Commitment is just waiting for you to show up and say, hey, I'm all in. I'm ready to play all out, full out. I am all in, and I'm not turning my back on you any longer. And I know some of us may have turned our backs on our vision because we wanted to see something else, or we turned our backs on our vision because we couldn't even see, period. So commitment is number one. The second thing in activating your vision is being courageous. Being courageous as a lion. There's this post that's going on in Instagram, and I love it so much. It says, throw me to the wolves, and I'll come back leading the pack. Well, that's how we have to be. Throw me to the wolves, and I'm going to come back leading the pack. Yes. So you have to be courageous enough to knock on some doors, to make some phone calls, not sitting and waiting for things to happen, but making them happen for yourself. How do you make things happen for yourself? If you don't have a website, do what you can with what you have. You don't have a logo. I know she was giving you so many. I know LaShanda was giving you so many resources. I mean, she's like a resource queen. She is loaded with resources. It's no excuse nowadays for us not to have what we need to have. If you got to do a fish fry to get your logo done and to make sure that you are being a part of the purpose, listen, I need to get LaShanda to do my logo or to put my newsletter together. If you got to sell chicken dinners in the beauty salon, you got to do what you got to do. The big thing about being courageous is about dropping your pride. Dropping your pride. Dropping your pride of, I don't want anybody to know that I'm suffering. I don't want anybody to know that I'm broke. I don't want them to know that I don't understand what I'm doing, where I'm going, and why I'm even here. I don't want them to know that I've been following somebody else's process for so long that I don't even know what my brand purpose or vision is, right? And so it's really getting real with yourself and saying, you know what? Fierce, focused, and fired up. That's all I'm worried about. Fierce, focused, and fired up. So I need to activate my vision. I need to be courageous. I've already made a commitment that I'm going to do this. I'm not turning back. So now I need to get some courage. I need to eat courage for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and kick fear right out, because enough of the fear talk. If any of you, I'm going to ask LaShanda, if any of you talk about fear, I'm overcoming my fears this year, that's so played out. That's so 2008. All right, so this year it's all about courageous. I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it with what I have on. I'm going to sew my skirt together, and I'm going to show up. I'm going to put myself, if I got to get some edge control, slick it back, do what I got to do, tell them I'm going au natural. I'm showing up with my best shot. And I'm going to be courageous about it. I'm not going to worry about what other people have to say, and I'm going to do the best that I can with what I have and with what I know. And I'm willing to ask for help. Being courageous, you ask for help. You think of that lion, that courageous lion. That lion does nothing but sit there and wave his tail and look from side to side and dare somebody to move. So that's how you got to be. He's not necessarily a threat to the kingdom. He may be the king of it. He's not a threat to. The only reason why he's a threat is because he stays stationary and he watches. Everybody else hunts for him. He don't got to get no food. If he feel like it, he will. All he got to do is just sit there looking good with his mane. That's what we need to be, getting in our position, getting on our pedestal, not being apologetic, not being sorry about it, not being completely unapologetic about what we're doing, where we're going, and why we are blessed and favored in certain areas. And even saying, you know what, I've been through some things, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about how I was able to overcome those things. Being courageous enough to say the things that others don't say. Being courageous enough to do the things that others don't do. Don't let anyone else outwork you in your own vision. Don't let anyone else outwork you in your own vision. And that's when you see someone else, they have the same idea, right? Because it's millions of ideas. So there's millions of people out here who are speakers, coaches, self-publishers, It's nothing new under the sun. Let's get that clear. Let's get that clear. But the rose is not fighting with the daisy, and the daisy's not saying, hey, why can't I be red? The rose is not saying, hey, I want to be yellow, right? So we just have to own our space, get in our lane, and work with what we have. Be courageous enough to sit there on the top and look down at the kingdom and see what needs to be done. Just lead the pack. Just lead the pack. So if you're thrown to the wolves, the naysayers, the doubters, the haters, if you use those words, if you're thrown to them and you're thrown to the distractions, you better come out leading the pack where your fears are starting to follow you. Like, oh, man, I'm about to convert. I'm about to convert to do some things. Let your fear work for you. Let your fear keep you fierce. Let your fear keep you focused. Let your fear keep you fired up and your vision activated. The third thing that we need to do is to kind of have this, and it's like twofold, the energy. I feel like one of the things it could be motivation, but I want to stick with the word staying energetic, staying enthusiastic, right? Because what happens when you start to activate your vision, you start to lose energy. Oh, I'm so exhausted. Oh, I'm on team no sleep. No, you need your rest, boo. You need your rest so your mind can get itself together. Your body can give yourself what you need. You need your rest so God can talk to you when you're not so busy. Right? You need your rest. You may even need to start taking power naps. Some of us are so sleep deprived that we take the lazy route out and we're looking for a microwavable system. When you get your proper rest, you have the stamina and the strength to do what you need to do. You think the lion is cutting his nap time because of what's going on? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So it's where you sleep, but you're awake at the same time. When I'm asleep, I'm awake. My husband tells me, oh, my gosh, you're talking in your sleep. I said, what was I saying? He said, I don't know. You're talking about something, talking to somebody, motivating somebody. I said, are you serious? I can't. I said, my goodness, activating in my sleep. But, you need to get your rest. But it has a lot to do with your energy levels for what it is that you do. You have to be enthusiastic about this thing. If you're not enthusiastic about it, no one else will be. If you don't have energy flowing through, the energy, that's the fuel for your business. That's the fuel for your life. That's the fuel for your relationship. Divorce rates are high because of energy. People say, yeah, lack of communication, finances, breakup relationships, infidelity, but a lot of it has to do with energy. Somewhere along the way, someone's energy fell off. Someone's energy went down. And that doesn't mean that you're on 10. You're not the Tony Robbins high energy, jumping from the stage, walking on fire. You know your energy level. You know the energy level that you work well on that helps you to sit up and get your business done. Sit up and finish your website, finish writing the copy, working on your bios, working on your brands, working on that proposal. That's what you need, that energy. So as you're writing it, the person who is reading it and receiving it, they feel the same thing. I don't know if you believe this, but I do. So when I was working on my book project, the collaboration book project with the Art of Activation, I told the ladies, have a certain level of energy when you write. If you are not enthusiastic about what you're writing, don't write. Save that for your journal. You write it in your journal, and then you come back to the page that you're submitting to me with the energy, because you direct that energy. So if whatever it is that you want them to feel, you feel it as you write. I want them to move. I want them to feel powerful. I want them to feel loved. That's if you want them to feel loved when they read and hear your voice and watch your videos, that's the energy you put out. You put that out in your scripts. So the work starts beforehand, and you keep that level of energy. If you don't feel like it, then you do something else until you can to build your energy up and keep that enthusiasm up there. People don't buy if they don't feel the energy, if they don't feel the connection. Energy, it allows you to feel that connection with one another. And if there's no energy, there's no connection, no one's pulling out their credit card. Nobody's buying, nobody's trying, and nobody's hiring you if they don't feel the energy and the enthusiasm. And that's a lot to do with your passion. And if you can hear, even in my own voice, I hope you can feel my energy. My energy is, listen, let's get it. Let's activate your vision. Let's be courageous about this thing. Let's walk around like lions with manes. Let's put our crowns on. Let's stop, doing the things that we no longer want to do. We don't have to do that. We have a fresh start and a fresh year, and so let's do what we need to do and do it in a way that The title says it best. Fierce, focused, and fired up. So think in terms of your energy. Are you slow-footed? Are you sluggish when you're doing things? Are you, oh, I got to get this done? You know, when I started to feel like that at my job, every day I was going to work and I was feeling like, oh, why am I here again? I can't stand this. I can't wait till lunch. So the minute I get there, I'm already talking about lunchtime. As soon as lunchtime comes, I'm like, how many more hours before we leave? When is the next break? You know, that's when you know it's time to go. Who should live like that? If your marriage and your relationship gets like that, you got to start reevaluating some things. Oh, here he go. I just wanted time to myself. No, when my husband walked through the door, I'm like, whoo, the champ is here. I'm like, Mr. King is in the building. I have a crush on my husband. But I keep that energy level up. And I keep it up for myself because I know I can be easily distracted, and now my business will become my husband, and now next thing you know, I don't have a warm body in my bed no more. So, you know, I have to put energy where it needs to be. So there's a certain level of energy that I put inside my business. Since my brand is all about activation, there's no way that I could to talk and everything is just sluggish and I'm slow-footed with getting things done and I'm complaining and it's why I don't have enough of this and will anybody buy that? I don't have time to second-guess or doubt because I know that's who I'm talking to. I know I'm talking to people who they had so much doubt, so much fear, so much procrastination, maybe dealing with lack in many areas, right? That when they come to me, they need to feel activated. They need to feel like all they have to do is put a makeshift cape on and they could conquer their portion of the world. That's how I want them to walk away, but not only feeling like that, but actually taking the steps to do it. And that leads us to the fourth one. We have 5 of them. The fourth one is action. The fourth one is action. I wanted to use activate, but that would be like, okay, I'm kind of pushing the envelope here. But the fourth one is action. Taking action, taking steps, and making decisions. What actions are you going to take moving forward? What actions do you need to take? Do you need to go and clean out your closets? Do you need to go and declutter? Do you need to go and just not answer certain phone calls anymore because you know that you have this needy and over-emotional friend that's going to take up an hour of your time when you could be using that time to clean your bathroom? Or you could be using that time to write your business proposal. Or you could be using that time to set up and preset some tweets that can go out that make sense. So what actions are you going to take? And when you look at your actions, what steps are you going to take after you take those actions? And after you take those steps, now what decision do you need to make? So there's certain actions that I need to take, and based on those actions, there's certain steps that I need to take. And from those steps, when I get there, because the steps will direct, is a movement, it'll direct you in a path, and now it's a decision that needs to be made. So think of it in terms of that. So you want to write a book. What are the action steps that you need to take to write this book? Do some research. Maybe just not even make it so complicated. How about just writing? Because the minute you start to research, that's it. You're online, then you're on Facebook, then you're on Instagram, then you're taking a picture, then you're getting a snack, and you forgot, and you still haven't written chapter 1, right? But think about the kind of content that you want to put out there. So as you're thinking about, you know, what's the content that I'm going to put out there? Who needs to hear it? Why do they need to hear it? What is it that I'm offering them? How is this going to help them? Or am I just venting? No more venting books. There's so many amazing books out there. When I go to Barnes & Nobles, you don't see any of those venting books on the shelves. You know, the woe is me, the Wade on the Water books, that's enough of that. We need to really empower and inspire the people if that's what you're called to do. If you're called to teach them, then fine. If you're called to mentor someone, fine. If you're called to train someone in something, there goes your how-to. But look at the action steps that you need to take based on the goals that you set for yourself, based on your vision. The vision is the big picture. The dreams are the little steps that get you to your vision. And so what steps are you going to take based on those dreams? The dreams are things that you're like, oh, I would love to have this. Oh, well, this is my desire. This is my passion. It's not letting me sleep. I do this at my job. I'm hoping I don't even get fired because I need my job to continue to fuel my dreams and my passion to get me to that vision. And the vision is the sweet spot. The vision is where you could kick back and say, this is where I want to be. This is where I will be, not even want. Because the more you keep saying want, the more you're going to keep wanting that vision. But this is where I will be. This is where I'm going. But these are some of the steps that I need to take. This is some of the action steps that I need to take. And then there's a decision that I need to make. What do I want to do from here? How am I going to craft out the next steps? So this is, I'm hoping that this is supporting you, and this is, really helping you get to a yes for yourself, right? I hope this is helping you to make better decisions for yourself, where you're saying, you know what, you're about to get so much information from so many of these fabulous speakers. The one thing that you want to do is really write down those things that pop out to you that add to activating your vision. So when you hear from the Budgetnista, when you hear from Carol, when you hear from the other cat, when you hear from them, start to write down, where does this stuff go? You chew the meat and you spit out the bones. Okay, I need this, but I don't need that. Even hearing me, I need this, but I don't need that. But let me put it to the side because I may need it later. So you're getting like a full course meal here. She's overstuffing us in this whole power circle, which is amazing. But what you have to do is kind of sort it out on what you're going to implement now, what you're going to implement later, and what you're going to implement in the future, and how this all fits within your own circle, so that you can really activate it. If not, you'll just be on information overload. And this is way too valuable. She's pulled out the best. LaShanda Henry has pulled out the best of the best for you, the best of the best. The people who have real content, the people who are not just saying that this is what they do this. They eat and sleep this. I know Tiffany, the Budgetnista, she eats, sleeps, dreams. She probably drinks budgets. She could tell you how to budget. You name it, she can tell you how to budget it. And so you have, oh my gosh, the top of the top. So take advantage of this information, but also take an assessment of yourself of where am I right now and where is it that I'm trying to go for 2015, because I need to make sure by 2016, listen, I'm all that and a bag of chips. So we just have to begin to celebrate. And that's the last one in terms of activating your vision, is celebrate. Celebrate those small successes. So every little thing, if you follow me, you'll see I celebrate every little thing. Every little, from the phone call to the email to the meeting, anything, I celebrate every little thing. And I even do it in my own life, because you can miss it along in the process. And you can look at what's not going well. But if you start to celebrate the small things, you'll receive more of the great things. So if you start to celebrate the small things that has happened or have happened in the past, and even that are happening right now, take out, your time that you're here for the rest of January. Get you a mason jar or a jar, and every day, at the end of the day, you write down anything great, any miracle, any blessing that happened in that day. It could be one simple thing. Unexpected. So of course it's a blessing to wake up and be healthy. And if that's your thing, like, today I woke up and I wasn't in pain, and you're normally in pain, you write that down. That's a blessing. But put your blessings in the jar for the rest of January. Put your blessings in a jar. You label it your gratitude jar. You label it your blessing jar. You label it, my power circle jar, and what at the end of the 30 days, I'm going to check in with LaShanda Henry. I would love to hear some of the blessings, some of the things that you were able to celebrate, some of the things that happened that you just was like, wow, normally I would not even have recognized this. Celebrate your small successes in the small steps that you take. If you know you're a procrastinator, you self-sabotage, and you were able to finish that proposal and send it out, that's major. You congratulate yourself. Hey, what are you happy for? Life. This is training you to be happy about life. This is training you to experience bliss at all times, which is there. This is training you to recognize that the world is giving you just as much love, but you just haven't realized it because you was too busy being distracted with other things. That wasn't even about love. So this allows you to see, and it motivates you to do more. It motivates you to be even more courageous and take bigger steps and make bigger phone calls and show up and reach out to people that you never thought that you can connect with. It allows you to even say bigger prayers and give bigger thanks, right? And so your courage level goes up. Your activate meter goes on fire, right? Now your fears are no longer valid. It doesn't even matter. Even if you're scared, you know that that's just the energy that's preparing you for greatness. Anytime I start feeling that queasy feeling in my stomach, anytime I start feeling that when I speak, I still get nervous. When I even with media, I still get nervous. I get nervous every single time. But it's just I know that that's the energy preparing me for greatness, and I embrace it. Let's go through this, Lucinda. Yeah, your stomach is queasy. You need a ginger ale. You may have to go to the bathroom. I know that may be too much information, but we all sisters. So you sweating bullets under your arms, and then you go and understanding that feeling is preparing me for greatness. I accept it. I'm not afraid to go out there with what I have, doing the best with what I know. So just prepare yourself for greatness, because activating your vision is about all 5 of those steps that I shared. It's about showing up and being who you need to be, not anybody else. And taking the information that you need and understanding that you don't know everything. Letting go of being Miss Perfect and putting it out there. But also dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Not being half-butt. I could say being half-assed. We grown. It's a donkey. Not being half-assed any longer with your stuff. Not being half-assed. Not putting it out there because you're so much in a rush to get it out there. But taking your time. Not putting out ideas prematurely. Not activating your vision prematurely. You don't activate your vision before it's time. You go through the process, but you also know that you don't procrastinate. You don't need, I need to put this together. I need to put that together. Not at all. Some of the women that are out there now, you look at your Gabrielle Bernsteins and your Marie Forleos and your Lisa Nichols, they moved and they learned along the way. They moved and they learned along the way. And as they moved, they did it to the best of their ability, and they learned along the way on how to continue to perfect their craft. Activating your vision is all about perfecting that craft. And it goes back to our 5 steps, which has a lot to do with the internal. The external is fine, figuring out what colors you need for your brand, figuring out, what's your slogan. All of that's fine, but you got to work on that stuff on the inside. You got to work on that. This is not, it's taking that Sunday sermon with you every single day and feeling that way. Every single day. I wake up feeling good every single day. Not good in the sense of, lollipops. No, it's not Mickey Mouse every day. But I wake up feeling good because I know that even the days that are not so well, I know it's going to turn around, and I demand and place a command on my days. Cindy Trim, she has this book called Command Your Morning. I command my mornings every single day. So even when it's not going so great, I say, this has got to turn around. We're not going to deal with this till lunchtime. Are you crazy? We got to switch this thing around. And so I build and boost my energy level up by going to a place of gratitude. So if you ever feel bad, you can go back into your blessing jar and say, man, I remember when this happened. Wow. And treating yourself, taking care of yourself, taking yourself out on a date, doing things for you, taking the time to just pray for yourself. You put a lot of people in your prayers. This time, it's time to be greedy. Start praying for yourself. Start thinking for yourself. Start doing for yourself. Nope, I'm not available. No, that's not the price. Nope, sorry, I won't be able to do it. Understanding your worth, the worth of your time, your undivided attention, your intellectual capital, your resources. Be careful with who you're connecting with, because you can connect with the wrong person that will end up poisoning the rest of your camp. So being very clear on who you let in and being clear on who you let out. You don't want to let out the wrong people. And appreciating those around you who believe in you and who value you. A lot of times we look at the other person, but there's some players on your team right now that you just may not be appreciating as much as you should, but they could turn your business and your life all around if you give them a certain level of appreciation. And that could be your 5-year-old daughter. That could be your husband. That could be your sister. That could even be the person who, I call them the challenger. My mother, God rest her soul, she would just oppose everything and anything that I put. I don't know about that. Sounds like you're going to be an entrepreneur. And I'm like, real funny. But she pushed me to prove her wrong. But in turn, she was like, you know what, you are amazing. And I would be confused, like, wait a minute. So even your opposers, be grateful for them because they're pushing you. They're pushing you. You need a few opposers on your team, and you have them already. Don't knock them down. Don't knock them down. But I appreciate you, and I hope that you were able to at least take away a few things from my talk today as a keynote virtually. I love it. I wish you could see me. I'm literally pacing my floor. But I want you to build your best business, your best life, and your best self by activating your vision and knowing where you're going, where you're striving to, keeping your eyes on the prize, because you won't be disappointed. It may not look like how you want it to look. You may not have what you want to have. You may just be starting out, and that's fine. Be comfortable with where you are right now, because you could tell them, listen, you see me now? Get a good look, because you ain't going to see me like this no more. You see my website the way it is now? Yeah, it won't look like that in a little bit. So just get a good glimpse, because in a little bit, we're about to turn this thing all the way up, right? And with the support of LaShanda Henry, her power circle, her network, and her skills, there's nothing that I don't think that you'll be able to accomplish or achieve. So I thank you so much for your time, and I'm here. So I don't know what's next, LaShanda, because I could keep going.
I love it, Lucinda. I so appreciate you guys. You've got to be confident. You've got to be courageous. I love it when you said, you got to turn it up like it's 2016, right? Because you got to look beyond today and really, really just kind of move forward. Now, you guys, I'm sure you see Lucinda every single where you see what she's been doing, her accomplishments. She's in Essence Magazine right now. Lucinda, you talk about them activating their vision. If you could touch on, before we wrap up today, how you've activated your vision so we can be inspired by you and what you're working on right now.
Absolutely. And if you haven't, go get the Essence, the January issue of Essence, page 85. That is just a testament to what it is that I'm sharing today. And so for me, everything that is happening in my life now, right, up until now, is a part of a vision that I've placed out. God says, write the vision and make it plain. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't complicate it. I left it plain. This is what I want to do. This is where I desire to be. And I just kind of kept that vision in my mind, kept it in my journal, and kept it on my own vision board. And so, for me, it's just really being clear and on myself, because you could put whatever you want on your vision. You could say whatever it is that you desire. But one of the things that I had to do is I had to be honest with myself with some of the things that I shared with today. I was a huge self-sabotage person. Self-sabotage, a six-figure deal. That really taught me a valuable lesson. I was a huge procrastinator. So I would have so many ideas, implement none, and then just because I was so confused, end up taking a nap. So I would sleep even on my vision, not sleep because I was exhausted, because I'm just working the crap out of my vision. I'm talking about sleeping just thinking about it, which is not good. And so I had to get over my own humps so that I could get out of my way and actually allow these things to manifest. And I went out there and got it. It wasn't just I put the pictures up there. Now I need to network. Now I need to position myself. Now I need to look at the things that got other people to those kind of places, because now I need to polish up my own diamond so that I can shine when I'm stepping out. And so that's what I focused on, is going out and networking with the right people, but perfecting my craft so that when the doors open, when God opened those doors and I knew I had favor, I moved at that moment. With my tires breaking down, with my cars being towed, I kept on going. With the little bit of money I had in my pocket, I knew I was on a mission because I had a vision. And without having that vision, you can easily go on another route and another journey. But I was on a mission, and I stay on a mission. And now I'm creating a new vision, because now it's time to upgrade and up level. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for everything that's to come. And sidebar, I don't know who's here in New York. I believe everybody has a different channel. But on Tuesday, look at God. When you step out there and begin to do what you are called to do in your lane, right, then things open up for you in that lane based on your vision of what you've written down. Of course, God has his plan, but on Tuesday, I'll be on the Today Show talking about my story, talking about the vision, talking about activating your vision, and actually helping the people on NBC do their own vision boards. So God is truly amazing, opening up these doors, and I don't take it for granted. So y'all see me, probably see me
amazing
on the news on I-95. Hopefully I'm not like David running out, dancing out of my clothes, but I'll be losing it. Yeah.
Awesome. See, that's truly just example after example after example of what it means to stay the course, stick to your vision, power through to your best you. I love it. I see Marceline says, LaShanda, I didn't pay enough for this. I feel like I'm getting so much amazing information. Honestly, ladies, it's not about the price. It's about paying it forward. We want to make sure that you've got a community of amazing women like Lucinda and all the ladies who are here, not just the speakers but attendees, because it's the community that we create when we get together to really inspire ourselves and other people. You don't know, even in maybe just posting something in the chat or on Twitter, how you can help somebody motivate and move forward. So I am so excited because we are really firing up things in the Power Circle. I thank you so much, Lucinda, because, girl, I know you're busy, but I am so happy to have you here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and I love you, ladies, and I can't wait to see you again, LaShanda.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lucinda, if there's anything else you want to let the ladies know before we wrap up for today, her website, lucindacross.com. You definitely want to stay connected and watch her. Those of you who are in New York, sign up to or wherever, because Lucinda, she's everywhere. But especially if you're in New York, so that you can participate when she's got amazing events going on there as well. Anything else you want to share?
That's all. I just want everybody to activate 2K15. That's it. Activate 2K15 and just do you. I would love to see everybody shine. So thank you so much. And God bless.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that Lucinda said at the ending of the year, I want to see your jars and all the things that you were able to accomplish and celebrate your blessings. So let's see if we can make that happen and get back inside of the Power Circle to really reflect on all the things that you were able to accomplish this year. Everyone is saying thank you, Lucinda. Lainita just said thank you, wonderful, wonderful session. Raisha says how encouraging and moving. You go ahead, Lucinda. Just a great, great group of ladies, and thank you so, so much for being a part of our circle.
No problem, no problem. Bye-bye.
So, ladies, we have a few minutes before we jump into the next session. Lori and Cher are going to be talking about how to create awesome. Lori and Cher, if you are inside the circle, if you can hit *6 and 1, so I know where you are, and whoever's doing the presenting, I can hand you over to presenter mode. But we've got about 15 minutes, which is great because it's an opportunity for you guys to take a break. Head on over to our Facebook group, facebook.sistersense.com. I want you to join that social roll call. Let me know who you are, what your business is, so I can shout you out inside of the circle. And, of course, as Lucinda talked about, if you've got any quotes that you hear that you'd love to share on Twitter, we are tweeting it up, hashtag SSPC15. So I'm going to pause for a second just so I can reflect on the social activity that you guys are doing on Twitter and Facebook. Take a break, then we'll jump right into our next session at 1 p.m. Ladies, loving the tweet and greet social chat. I'm tongue-tied, but still moving on. As I was saying, loving the tweet and greet and social chat that's going on right now. Quadisha just posted, she is at Sister in Charge. What are folks' Twitter handles? So you guys should definitely tweet out, or in the chat box here, you can tweet out your Twitter handles. Lucinda Cross at Lucinda Speaks, amazing keynote speaker. I hope you guys agree. We had an awesome time, and I'm excited to jump into our next session in just a bit. But before we do, just want to make sure that I tell you all about some of the ladies who are participating today on Twitter. I just befriended and started to follow one of our participants, CLJ Media, Carla Lockett Media. Awesome. I just saw Carla say that, let me see here. I want to say it perfectly. CLJ Media just said, at Pam Perry, learning so much. Benita Tyler at Lucinda Cross, congratulations. So proud of you. We will be watching on Tuesday, Activate 2K15. Just awesome, inspiring, absolutely wonderful. Now, over on our Facebook page, which is facebook.sistersense.com, we've got some wonderful pictures posted by our social media PR queen, Pam Perry. Also sharing some of a video talking about one of Lucinda's books, A Road to Redemption. So you should definitely check that out as well. And then I've got a social roll call so that you guys can share your business as well as who you are and what you're focused and fired about this year. So let's see some of the comments that we've got here. And for those of you who are listening to the replay who didn't have the opportunity to participate with us live, definitely go over to the Facebook group. Keep tweeting on Facebook. Keep tweeting on Twitter. We will continue to follow you and participate with you as well. Katoya is the creator of beingmama.com. Awesome. We've got Renisha, Legacy LLC, and Realize Magazine. I'm a magazine girl, so that's a lady near and dear to me. I love my fellow magazine creators. I did see Ruby Freeman. She is the creator of helpingkidslearn.org. She posted in the chat here in our live webinar. Definitely want to make sure that you guys also go over to the Facebook group as well so you can post who you are and your business, and so I can continue to shout you out throughout our sessions for today. Ruby and Lainita, Cynthia are some of the amazing attendees that are actually participating in my Firestarter Circle Mastermind next week. We will be rocking things in the Aloft Hotel at Chapel Hill. Really excited about that. Talking about different things that you can do to create amazing content for your blog, your newsletter, and even your own customized magazine like Sister Sense in print. Now, if you missed the opportunity to register for that, I am going to have another Firestarter Circle, and it's happening from February to April, a 90-day, 12-week mastermind intensive. All the details are over at firestartercircle.com. Our focus is going to be monetizing your message. So I'm going to be talking about 3 areas. One, how to set up shop and really know what you need to know as far as creating content and spaces on your website that are going to help you promote and sell your own products as well as affiliate products. So we're going to be focusing on monetization in your blog as well as inbox money, how you can strategically share your favorite tools and affiliate products via email to generate supplementary income for yourself, which is always a good thing. Last but not least, focusing on the magazine. I love to expand your brand with magazines. So similar to Sister Sense in print, you're going to be working on a custom magazine for yourself. For those of you who are inside the Firestarter Circle, if you participate in the next one, that's going to be issue number 2, right? So it's amazing to be able to create your own quarterly magazine, monthly magazine, as a way to tap into your profit potential and also just to expand your brand and share what you've got to offer with your circle. So for this particular mastermind, we're going to be creating a template custom magazine that's focused on sharing your personal offers and affiliate offers. So it's more going to be like a products and services guide, but a great way to get that information out there and share. Monetizing your message, that's the focus of our 12-week mastermind. More details about that over at firestarterscircle.com. So excited to jump into our next session. We've got just about 5 more minutes before we do that. I'm going to continue to stay along with you guys and follow you in the Facebook group as well. If you are listening and you've got any questions for me, if you're listening to the replay, you can send me an email over at lhenry.sistersense.com if you've got questions. Also a voice message. Love to answer your voice message. So you'll notice that when you go to Sister Sense, on the right side, there's a tab. You can send me a voice message, and I will reply back to you. So those are just some opportunities for those of you who are listening to the replays to either connect with me if you've got questions, and, of course, make sure that you follow along. Your replays will get sent to you as soon as possible, but the exclusive interviews and bonuses are currently online on the replay page. So if you need anything, definitely let me know. All right, ladies. 2 more, 3 more, 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes as we break, and then we'll jump back into the Firestarter Circle, Power Circle, I should say. Jump back into the Power Circle for the next session.